What is up, everybody? How y'all doing? How you doing?
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. Welcome to part 2 of the weekly live readings.
Have you had this one yet? The watermelon?
Mhm.
I like it.
Me too. Part 2. And as always, we're going to wait a little bit to get a few people up in here, but we're not going to wait around all day.
Yeah, we have a really short list. So you guys want to get on our list, go ahead and feel free to do that. There's the link right there in the comments.
Here's Buggy begging for attention.
That's because I opened the window. I went on a little adventure while Rich was sleeping. I went and did some garage sale or yard sale shopping, and I got all kinds of stuff. I got an air purifier. I got a Keurig. These are all brand new too. They don't look like they've even been used. And then a steamer and picture frame, a dresser. What else did I get? I feel like there's one more thing in there. Oh, like
the stain remover.
The stain remover for the carpet. I got all this for $2. Everything was for free except for the picture frame, and that was $2.
So in the community we live in, it's kind of strange. You're only allowed to do like yard sales and garage sales when HOA tells you can. So in the big...
It's like that kind of far from us too, though. It's not just us.
I don't know, but it's this whole community.
Yeah, but it goes a lot further too. I saw it all the way down on Eastern.
It's probably the same HOA, but anyway. So every once in 6 months or something like that.
Yeah.
They'll put up signs that says yard sale this date.
Community.
I think it's kind of fucked up. They tell you the day and how long from 9 to 4.
Yeah, it's like 8 to 4, but you're only allowed to do it Saturday and Sunday, and I got the freaking tail end of it. So luckily for me, everybody was just trying to get rid of their stuff, and there was all this stuff just sitting out, and it's just like free, and I was like, ooh, I need one of those. Oh, that's cool. And I found the exact same Keurig that we have, except it's brand new, like never used. It even has like the tape on it and everything, like when you first buy it. So I was like, I'll just like replace ours.
Yeah, we've
the new one.
Had our Keurig for 4 years, and
yeah, we're scared of what might be inside.
Yeah, I mean, I've been trying to like not let that thought creep into my mind, because if you've ever seen those videos when people tear open a Keurig that's like 4 or 5 years old,
should we bust it open?
Oh, we can. Yeah,
I'm scared.
We can make a video.
It'll explode on you like the scorpion did.
She sprayed me with scorpion guts.
It was an accident. We had a scorpion in the garage. And then I was like, well, he was on the sticky pad for like 2 days, maybe. At least all yesterday. For sure, I know that. And I guess he was still moving around. I was like, let's just put him out of his misery. So I got like this hammer. I was like going to squish it. But when I went to squish it,
on me. Straight on me.
And he started jumping around. He's like, scorpion guts on me. What's so funny?
She killed a scorpion with a mini sledgehammer. And it of all the directions that stuff could have shot, it came straight at me and got all up my arm. I was like, ah! Oh, it was so fucking nasty. Anyway.
Oh my gosh, so funny. All right. Anyways, yes, these are for paid readings. $25, one question, and oh yeah, let me pin that. The link is pinned in the comments.
All right.
That was really funny though. All right, we're gonna start off with Kim. It says, I'm about to be 60, twice divorced, and have been single over 10 years. Have had some relationships in those 10 years. Will I find love?
Well, the short answer is no. We don't find love. We find a person. And the person that we find is a vibrational match to us. So let's just check your energy here. Let's see. 2 of Cups reversed. Two of Swords. Ooh, this is interesting. This is interesting. So I'm kind of feeling like your last relationship wasn't in the contract to come to an end. I don't think so. I'm wondering if that was, I mean, I don't have the card for it, but it was supposed to be a lot more long-term than that. There's still unfinished business there. So, that means that that wasn't supposed to come to an end like that.
Wowza.
Let me see what the next spread says here. But if that's what I think it is, you might have to do some serious energy work to change timelines, because if that was your person, then that's going to make things a little bit tricky. Ten of Swords, Hangman, Tower card. Well, I wouldn't call it your person, your divine life partner, but I do think that that soul contract was potential life partnership. So now it's just a matter of equalizing the vibration to be able to attract your divine life partner in. And this is the reason why I've been putting these courses out in my school once a month, so that we can understand what it actually takes to attract your person, because we've been so conditioned to look at it so backwards. And that's why the relationship success rate is so staggeringly low. That's why so many relationships fail. But you do have another person out there who could align with your highest good and build a life partnership with you. It's just a matter of matching that frequency. And it looks like there's still some karmic ties kind of holding you down, and some unfinished business and some heavy energy. So 10 years, that's going to make it probably tricky. Now, luckily, though, you do have another soul contract due. It is a karmic contract, but if the two of you can come together in the right headspace and the right heart space, you could build a life partnership. So again, you don't find love. The primary law is the law of vibration. The secondary law is the law of attraction. You find a person, and that person has to match your vibration in order to be able to come in. Love is a vibration. Vibration is the primary law. So there is a karmic contract due to come in, and it should be getting close. I'm surprised. In the energy here, it looks like it should have already been here by now. So, okay.
Okay, next is for Shane. It says, my friend group has been having drama lately, and I feel like it's the universe trying to push me away from them. I guess I feel like I have outgrown a lot of them. They all do the same thing / party, get wasted every weekend, and for me, it's starting to get stale. Does Spirit want me to move on from my friend group?
Let's see. Seven of Swords reverse. Whoop. A bunch of cards fell on the floor. Justice. Hang on. Hermit. Well, here's the thing. You are moving on from them. Whether you're ready for it or not, whether you want to or not, you are going through a major frequency change right now. And this is one of those types of frequency changes that it's not like you're forced to do it, but things happen in life that make certain things happen by default. And you're at a period in your journey right now where you are changing frequencies as a direct result of your path and of your journey. So it's kind of doing it by itself, whether you realize it or not. And it's going to continue and continue and continue and continue. And no matter what you do, you will more than likely be separated from these people within the next year, because you just will not be able to maintain a harmonious balance, because you're going to be such a vibrational mismatch. You already are a vibrational mismatch, and that's why you're describing what you're describing. So let me see what the second spread says. Ten of Pentacles reversed. Ooh, Seven of Swords reversed again. Same card that jumped out in the first spread. Different deck. So yeah, and also too, the universe is kind of doing you a favor. Not only are you changing frequency, so you're not a vibrational match to those people anymore, but there are absolutely people in your friend group that you cannot trust. 100%. Undercover haters. And to answer your question as directly as possible, I would say yes. Because if you do try to keep this going and you ignore it and ignore it and ignore it, something will have to happen that forces you away from them. And yeah, that could be pretty ugly. There's people in your friend group, at least one person, if you're lucky, that you cannot trust. You cannot trust. So yeah, you're leveling up now. Moving on to the next level.
Okay, someone wants to see my shirt. My shirt is the kitty moon.
Oh.
It's really long because I haven't washed it yet. Isn't that so cute? We love it.
We went to a cat show yesterday.
And they had this there, and I was like, mine. It was the last one. It was the last one. And I was like, I don't even care what size it is. I'm just going to get it. And this was a medium. I think this was like a men's size.
Yeah, probably.
It could be like a dress on me.
Which is weird because I don't know a lot of men.
It's like kind of long. Like it goes way down.
That doesn't seem like a very masculine shirt. So
It goes like way down here. It could be like shorts. And it's kind of tight. Or
maybe
it's
it'll
really
fit
loose.
better after you throw it in the dryer.
That's what I was saying. I just need to put it in the dryer and then it'll be like tighter. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you. All right. So next is for Les Paul. I don't know why that popped in my head. I've been doing a ton of inner work and I feel like my person is right around the corner. Can you check? I'm an Aquarius sun and moon.
Yeah. Well, even if your person is right around the corner, while you're looking for them and waiting on them, you're blocking them from coming in. That's the reason why, like I said, I've been putting these courses out over the past couple of months. And especially last month's, the science of manifestation that was in the Manifesting Financial Abundance course. That'll explain why. That explains why, while you're thinking about it, while you're looking for it, while you're waiting on it, it can't come in. That's not a coincidence. It physically cannot. So, a lot more to it than that, but let me see what's going on here. Page of Cups. Death card reversed. Hey, yeah. So, Nine of Cups. So, yeah, basically, yeah, you could say that right around the corner. but they're not able to come in until you are so fulfilled on the inside that you're not thinking about a relationship. It's called frequency equalization. But to answer your question as directly as possible, yeah. Nine of Cups. What comes after the Nine of Cups? The Nine of Cups is the card of being happy, whole, fulfilled, and complete all by yourself. What comes next? The Ten of Cups. That's not done that way by accident. The original people who designed the tarot have a very, very, very good understanding of energy behavior. The whole tarot is mapped out like that. All right, let's see what the second spread says. Emperor. Eight of Wands. There's your person. Yeah. Yeah, they are right around the corner. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, it's just a matter of your frequency and your focus now. It'll happen when you least expect it. That's the only time it can happen. So, yeah, I don't want to dig too deep into that because I'll trail off into something that takes like 15 minutes. So to answer your question as directly as possible, yeah, keep doing the inner work. And remember, it's not a relationship that you want. It's the vibration of being happy, whole, fulfilled, and complete. Just keep that in mind. All right.
Okay, next is for tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Should I move in with my new boyfriend? We just started talking 2 weeks ago and it's been going really well. And I feel like he is the one, honestly. I know it's so soon, but it feels right. But I don't want to make the wrong choice and end up leaving behind all my stability I have now if it ends up not working out. My fear is it might be too good to be true.
Boom. Hey.
What is that? Oh.
You know what that means?
That's your cuddy buddy.
That's your person. That's your person. Now, don't get it twisted. That doesn't mean that you don't still do common sense shit like get to know each other, learn each other's love language, and, you know, there's still going to be things that you need to work on with yourself. There's still going to be things he needs to work on with himself. And you all still have some bumps in the road. There's still going to be some challenges and some obstacles. That's normal. But to answer, well, hang on. Before I answer it directly, let me look at the second spread. That doesn't come through very often. Hangman. And the death card. So allow for a slow, gradual transition. Now, like I said, it's your person. That's your person. So, but still, it could cause bigger problems if you jump to the next level while you're still in fear and while you're still filled with doubt. Just because it's your person, that does not mean that a big, crazy argument will never erupt between the two of you. You know, that could still happen. And trying to minimize that. So I would say wait until it feels right. Wait until you're more confident that, this is the real deal. It's only been a couple of weeks. You're still within that 1 month period. Like I said, when you meet your person, within the first month, you should feel solid about where this is going. If not the first month, second month. But 90% of the time, it's within the first month. Ain't even been a month yet. So I would say still take things slow and pay attention to the energy. Because if you jump in, if you take a leap of doubt instead of a leap of faith, that could still make for a difficult energetic pathway. All right.
All right. And next is for Anonymous Naughty Mouse.
A naughty mouse.
How does Marco really feel about me? I'm currently pregnant by him.
Ooh. Ooh. Are y'all together? Or was it just like a friends with benefits thing that ended up in a pregnancy? Or
maybe they're in the chat. Or maybe they want to be anonymous.
Well, if they want to be anonymous.
Yeah, that's why I didn't ask.
Okay. Well, let's see. King of Pentacles reversed. So he is a very lost, unorganized, confused person. His priorities are all fucked up in life. Hang on, let me just get the two kings both reversed.
Yikes.
King of Wands reversed is the game player. Seven of Swords reversed. So I think he does have feelings for you. King of Cups, Ten of Cups. But he has some serious trust issues. Like, what is that noise?
That's the airplane.
Oh, he has some serious trust issues. So he's very guarded. Doesn't want to let you in. But he knows at the deepest level that the two of you, if you both wanted to, could build a very successful life partnership. I think he's just got a lot of trust issues. He's very confused. He's very lost in life. Got a lot of mistakes behind him. And he's scared. I think he's scared as hell, dude, for real. Let's see what the next spread says. Page of Cups. Yeah, he got feelings for you. He absolutely got feelings for you. Seven of Swords reversed again. So it came out in the last spread. Got trust issues, though. There's the codependency card again. That came out in the last spread, too. So he has feelings for you, but he has serious trust issues. And with the Seven of Cups here, I think he might be a little bit nervous about settling down. I'm curious. I mean, if you want to be anonymous, you're probably not going to show up in the chat, but does he know you're pregnant by him? Does he know that? Is he aware of that? But yeah, he's got trust issues. I think he's scared to death of falling in love. So he's got feelings for you, though. All right.
Okay, next is for Karen. Hey. What do you know? You're on my desk. It says, should I reach out to my ex? I haven't talked to him in over 2 years, but he keeps popping in my head. I don't know if he's single, though.
Let's look at the soul agreement, the soul contract. Let's see if it's complete. 2 more shuffles. The Hermit. King of Wands reverse. Okay. Well, so I don't think this is a completed contract. So technically, contractually, and spiritually speaking, there is unfinished business. And that's why he keeps popping into your head like that. So there is, on paper, potential for reconciliation because the contract is not complete. So let me give this person an energy check. Justice reversed. Strength reversed. Well, I would say yeah, but just kind of be careful and take things slow is what I would say. Just open up communication and see if the two of you can like just be cool, you know, and then just leave communication open and just let that sink in for a little bit. Like, for example, I don't know if you have Facebook or not, but maybe hit him up, you know, start a conversation and then see if you can friend request him on Facebook, you know, and then let that sit for a while and just see. Maybe every now and then hit a like on his post. Don't go all crazy, but, you know, maybe every now and then throw a little comment in there, you know, and just see if we can just be cool without, you know, any weird tension or any weird energy. And then if so, maybe see if we can come in a little bit closer, a little bit closer, a little bit closer, a little bit closer. Because he is pretty reserved, honestly. So I would say, yeah, as long as you approach it very carefully. Yeah, there's still unfinished business here. All right.
Okay, next is for Alex. I'm in Aries and single, wanting to know about new love or relationship is coming in for me.
What's this? Where's it at? Okay. Kind of wish I knew how long you've been single, but let's see. Let's see what's due to come in next. Queen of Wands, Page of Cups reversed. Got another karmic contract due. But again, don't let that scare you. That doesn't mean that it has to be a bad thing. I have seen many karmic soulmates build a successful relationship. Successful and thriving. I've seen it many times. So, and again, remember, all karma means is unfinished business from a past life. So, yeah, if I had to put like a time frame on it, which time frames are so loose and slippery, at the earliest before the end of summertime, before summer is over. But I would give it about a 75 to 80% chance that you and this person should be connecting before 2025 is over. If not, hang on, was that the first spread or the second?
That was your first one.
Okay. Let me see if there's any blockages. Is there any blockages here? Hermit. Chariot. Queen of Swords reverse. Seven of Cups. Okay. All right. Well, you'll be tested a few times because you are going to be leveling up. So if you haven't learned a certain lesson that needed to be learned, if there's a kink in the armor still, if for whatever reason you end up connecting with one of these tests, you'll end up going through a repeat cycle, and that'll push the timeline out. But as long as you've been spending this time with the Hermit card here, you know, integrating the wisdom, reflecting on everything that you've learned and whatnot, I don't see any reason why you shouldn't pass the test with flying colors. And so I don't really think there's a whole lot you need to worry about as far as that goes. But there is another karmic contract due. And there is potential that y'all could turn it into a successful relationship, potentially, possibly. But yeah, not quite time for the divine life partner yet. And I'm not allowed to tell you to avoid a karmic contract. You just pay attention to the energy. And if you don't like it, don't do it. So, all right.
All right, next is Francis. Will my Taurus and I get back together?
Let's look at the soul contract. Five of Swords reverse, Five of Pentacles. Well, wow, okay. I'm thinking this person does want to get back with you, but for some, I don't know what's holding them back. It's not really saying here, because we got Knight of Cups, King of Cups. Now, there was some codependency energy in here, but this person misses you, wants to get back with you. But I think with the Seven of Wands right here, it probably has more to do with the dynamic of power. And if they were to come back, they're afraid that you would see that as a sign of weakness and take advantage of it. You know? So I think it has more to do with ego-based insecurities and control issues. Let's see what the second spread says. Boop-be-doo. Ace of Wands reverse, Justice. Okay, yeah, there's still a karmic tie here, unfinished business. And right now, I think this person either, like, to try to get you off their mind, they're hoping to find somebody new. But this person do have real strong feelings for you. It's a Taurus. So the likelihood that a Taurus is going to back down from something is kind of slim. So if I was you, I would set some sort of time frame, like a month or something like that. And then if this person hasn't contacted you, if you want communication, you'll probably have to be the one that does it. And reconciliation is absolutely on the table here, but just be real careful. Be real careful, because I think there's still a lot of insecurity, fear, and there's still all that energy. Whatever happened that separated the two of you is still very much lingering between the two of you. You don't have to work through that shit. But yeah, I would give it about 75% chance that y'all more than likely be back together at some point this year. All right.
Okay, hold on. Okay, next is Bailey. Am I going to get a promotion at work this year, 2025? Capricorn.
Of course, Capricorn. All right, well, let's see. Queen of Pentacles. And the Ace of Pentacles reversed, though. I think I see where this is going. 10 of Pentacles reversed. I think I see where this is going. It's the same problem I would always run into at my jobs. where anytime I got a new job, especially I would go for non-union jobs, and I would get in there and I would bust my ass off, learn everything I could possibly learn, get overtime, come in on the weekends, just really show up and show out to try to impress management and try to get them to move me up. I would break company records. I've done that at so many different places, but you know what happened? They said, "Ooh, he's good at that. I'm going to leave him right there because he's so good at it." That's kind of what I'm feeling like you got going on right here. I'm thinking that you do your job a little too well. So well that you're such a good fit for your position that they want to leave you right there. They don't want to take you away from that position because you do that position probably better than anybody ever has. So yeah, if they move you away from that, they're going to have to train somebody else, to take your place. And you do it so good, I don't think they want to do that. Let me see the next spread. Emperor reversed. Let me try to dig a little bit deeper. Let me see what the spiritual reason behind that is. Okay. Okay. Well, honestly, I don't know how long you've been working there, but it's not meant to be your forever job. Not your forever job. I think the main thing that's going on here is you have at least one karmic contract with somebody at your workplace. Somebody. I don't know who. And remember, that doesn't mean that it's bad. It could be your best friend at work, possibly. Could be anybody. But once that karma is cleared, you will be divinely guided away from that job. So if you get promoted, that's more than likely gonna make you plant roots and get stuck there. When here in the coming months, possibly in the next 2 years, you're going to be divinely guided away from that job. And so that's not your forever job. So, yeah.
Do you think people are actually even supposed to have like forever jobs?
Well, I mean, it depends on their life path, and it depends on their life path. Sometimes, like my grandpa, his forever job was engineer at GE.
Yeah. I feel like it was more common back in the day for someone to get a job and then stay with it forever, but like now I think it's important to get experience of just different things. That's just my opinion.
Yeah,
well, I guess it depends on the way you think. Like a Capricorn, like that person too. Like,
yeah,
you're gonna want stability. Well, I don't know about stability, but like, I think, I don't know, maybe I should just stop talking because I don't really know what I'm talking about exactly at the time. But I do know like Capricorns like their money, basically. Yeah, but everybody likes their money.
But I mean, in today's day and age, it's just not sustainable to be able to get one forever job and keep it.
Yeah. But like, okay, if you're a Saggy like me, you're going to get bored. Okay, I get bored. I think the longest, this is actually my longest job I've ever had.
Me too.
Technically. Doing this, but if we're going to talk about, a 3D job, my longest was probably a little over 2 years. And then it's on to the next.
Mine was 3 years. And then this is the longest job I've ever had in my life. This is September will be my 7th year as a career tarot reader. That's crazy. So, anyway.
All right.
Remember, I wanted to remind everybody, just in case there's new faces in here. Sometimes we might stop and take a little break and get to chit-chatting. If you don't want to, you don't have to stick around and wait for your reading to be read. You're more than welcome to. We love y'all hanging out. But if you're getting tired of hearing us babble, you can just go do whatever you want to do and then come back when the playback is posted And all of the readings will be timestamped in a pinned comment in the comment section. So just to let you know. All right.
Yeah. Okay, next is for Kuki.
Kooky?
It says, will Orlando, I don't like saying last names on here, so I'll say the first name. Will Orlando, birthday 10/9/82, look for me again to fix our relationship? He recently broke up with me, and I wasn't to know, or I think that's what to say, I want to know if he will look for me again to fix it. So basically, will they reconcile?
Yeah. Okay, well, I gotta look at the soul contract first. King of Pentacles reversed. What?
Oh, okay. I did something and I thought I messed up.
Oh.
All the timestamps.
9 of Cups. Okay. Well, so with the World card there, honestly, it does kind of feel like your all cycle was complete. It does. But I am kind of seeing this person stopping and contemplating whether or not to come try to fix things. I don't know how long you all were together, but I'm thinking that honestly the cycle was complete. I think it was. So with the Two of Wands there, that's contemplating, you know, being at a crossroads. Should I do it? Should I not? You know. So let me see what the second spread says. Whenever you get a Two of Swords or a Two of Wands, that's being indecisive, 50-50 chance. Let me see what the second spread says here. Ten of Pentacles. Karmic Wheel in the upright. So the contract was completed between the two of you. It was completed, but I do see this person contemplating in the future whether or not to reconcile, and it'll probably depend on the success of this person's love life. So I don't know what he's got going on right now. But if, like, say, for example, he's with somebody now and it falls through and collapses, that'll increase the chances of him attempting to reconcile. I honestly kind of think that probably more likely than not, I'd give it about a 60% chance that he will and a 40% chance that he won't. Just because, you know, I just don't think that he left you for legitimate reasons, you know. I think he still has feelings for you deep, 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 deep down. But right now, his number one priority is to try to find somebody new. So if he's able to hold his next relationship together long enough, that'll decrease the chances. But here's the funny thing. It was a completed contract. So whether you realize it or not, you're going to be going on a healing journey. And I just have this funny feeling that if he does reach out, it'll be too late. You won't have an interest in revisiting that. There's no way to guarantee that, but with what your path is looking like right now, that's kind of feeling like that's more than likely what would happen if you did attempt reconciliation. You'd be like, no, never mind. I'm good on that, you know? But I think more likely than not at some point this year.
Oh, she said this just happened Friday. Sorry, I wasn't looking at the chart.
This just happened Friday. I would say right now, the way the energy looks, it's more likely to happen at some point this year than not. But right now, focus on your healing. Focus on nothing but your healing is what I would do. Because even if the two of you were to come right back together, say next Friday, the likelihood that it would repeat the cycle is extremely high because the energy is still the same. So the energy is what manifests the outcome. If we come together with the same energy, the same outcome is going to manifest. So, all right.
Okay, hold on.
Do, 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 do.
Okay, next is for Tay. What was the purpose of my last romantic connection? He broke up with me yesterday.
I like that question. Let's see what the soul contract was. Ooh, the Five of Pentacles. Oh, wow, that's interesting. That's interesting. So him abandoning you is part of the soul contract. Let me see why. The Hierophant. So I think it has to do with helping you heal something from deep, deep, deep down inside. Do you have any abandonment issues maybe, or, anything like that? Because I think that what this is in order for you to actually attract and sustain a relationship with your actual person, there's probably some sort of abandonment issue, possibly from childhood or at some point in your life that needs to be healed. And oddly enough, I know it sounds counterintuitive, but the universe will keep putting you through the same thing over and over and over and over until it clicks and you're able to heal it and release it. So that's interesting. You don't see it come through like that very often. Two of Swords reversed. Yeah, okay. And the Eight of Cups. Him walking away was in the soul contract. So I don't know your backstory. I don't know what happened. I don't know maybe if one of your parents abandoned you when you was younger, or maybe your best friend when you was a kid turned their back on you. I don't know, but this is happening to give you an opportunity to take a look at something that needs to be healed deep down inside and heal it. And once you do that, you will be a fit for your divine life partner. So in a weird way, this is actually kind of helping you. I know that sounds nuts. I know it sounds nuts, but that's what's going on here.
Nuck and fuds.
Nuck and fuds.
It sounds nuck and fuds.
Nuck and fuds. Scorpion guts.
Ew. We gotta. Oh, I have my phone now. Hold on.
So for those of you who weren't watching at the beginning of the video, so in our rental agreement here at this house, we have pest control. And once a month, the pest control guy comes and sticks sticky traps on each side of our garage. And we got a scorpion stuck in the sticky trap. And it's been stuck on there since yesterday, and it was still alive. She goes, well, let me just put it out of its misery. So she goes and grabs my mini sledge. And I'm watching, and she goes, pop! It popped that scorpion guts all over me. It just shot straight out all over me. I was like, ah!
I do wonder if it was pregnant.
I think it was.
Because that's what it looks like.
Yeah,
pregnant.
that is what it looked like. I think it was a pregnant scorpion. And it had all the shit that squirted on my hands had all these little brown dots. And I think it was, she popped scorpion eggs all over me.
Well, do you think that, like, any other ones they got out and like they're gonna live?
No. Because by the time they hatch, you know, they were nowhere near ready to hatch.
I could see the eyes or whatever in there.
They didn't look like that. They looked like little dots. They looked like little bitty dots. They weren't even developed yet.
Because she was pretty fat. I thought she just had a nice little meal.
Big old fat scorpion.
This is the kind it was. I can't even say that.
Tenos. I don't know.
Piranhasaurus. Wow. This was it right here. Let me see if I have a picture. Oh, wait. This.
That one you pulled up did look just like it, though.
It did. It was this. Pirognosaurus boreas.
Pirognosaurus boreas. Piranhasaurus boreas. You're a goofball, dude.
Dude, if that like had babies in the house or in the garage even, look how tiny the babies are. Hold on.
Yeah, they go on and back.
No. I mean, yeah, probably, but I was looking it up. And I was looking at this online too. This is how teeny tiny the babies are.
Yeah.
On your hand.
Yeah.
Let me see if you guys can see it. You see how teeny tiny that is on that person's finger? Those would be everywhere and you wouldn't even see it. That's literally nightmare fuel.
That would suck.
Okay. Anyways, moving on, we have a naughty mouse.
A naughty mouse.
Anonymous. Am I on the right spiritual path? I am healing, clearing the way, working on the right stuff so I am prepared for what the universe brings in next. For love. That makes sense.
Well, it depends on what your expectations are for the right spiritual path. Unfortunately, the spiritual path can be very challenging because that's what gives us most of our growth and evolution is the challenges and shit that we overcome. So let me see here. Yep. Hermit. Yep. You're on the right spiritual path. Absolutely. Yeah, you've completed a cycle with the death card. So whatever your last cycle was, you wrapped that up and completed it. So now you're going on a little solo journey and the universe is giving you the chance to let the dust settle, clear your thoughts, all that good stuff. And then it's going to be time to get back out. And that's probably where you're going to be tested a few times. But with this Hermit card in the upright, I don't think you have to worry about that. Now, if the Hermit was reversed, then you would have to worry about being tested because, the people who fight that process and they don't want to go on the solo journey and they're constantly trying to distract themselves and go out and party all the time and always be around people to distract themselves. And that means you're not going inside and reflecting and you're not actually learning the lessons. So then when you're tested, you're more than likely to fail it. So I would say, yeah. Let me see the next spread. What's the next spread say? Boop, boop, be-doo. Boom, 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 boom. Uh-oh. 5 of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. Knight of Wands. Yeah. I actually honestly think, too, you're being prepared for a higher calling with the high priestess there. So not only are you on the right spiritual path, yeah, you absolutely are, but all of the challenges that you've been through and potential challenges that may come up are preparing you to serve a higher calling. It could be potentially light work. You could end up put in a position where you're helping people through their problems based on what you learned. So that's one thing you need to know about people who have like a spiritual mission, is that those people are not able to carry out their spiritual mission until they go through a bunch of bullshit and learn how to heal from it. And then they just take the lessons that they learned and pass it on to other people. So I think that's what you're being prepared for. So yeah, you're on the right spiritual path. And as long as you stay on the right spiritual path, you got fucking blessings waiting on you. Blessings beyond your wildest fucking dreams. So yeah, the next year or two is going to be massively transformational for you. Seriously. I seriously think that 1 year from today, you're going to be living a life that you never even dreamed possible. Guarantee it. 1 year from today.
All right, next is for River. I'm in a situation where my fiance was made to move out of my house by his probation officer. I'm not sure what's going on mentally with him. Borderline, PTSD, bipolar, antisocial, narcissist. Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Tendencies or what? He's been acting very distant and avoidant, and has avoidant personality. When we are together, everything is great and he wants to be with me more. The intimacy sucks because of an addiction. I know right now he needs to get help working on his mental health because of the swings in his emotions and the promiscuous behavior. I can work with him and God if he's willing, but I have higher standards now than before because my boundaries are not negotiable anymore. I'm not sure what he wants with me and our relationship. He said he wants to start over after saying things that scared me. So my question is how to move forward with this relationship. I'm not sure if he wants me and loves me and wants to be exclusive or not, or if he wants to be single forever. I'm not sure where I stand with him. I've been told my energy will be too high and most people won't be able to relate to me because I'm supposed to help people like his situation. I know our relationship isn't over, but I want to know how to handle it so we can have a happy, normal life. If he's willing to do the work. I'm not sure if he's self-soothing right now or if he wants us to be together as a healthy, sexually intimate couple, or if he just wants to use me and treat me like a roommate / mom / friend. Tell me everything I need to know about this situation. Oh, he has a court date coming up too. I do love him and want him to be happy. I am looking for answers. I may also need to move.
All right. Well, that's an awful lot for... So a situation like that, I'm not going to lie, normally would be a full personal reading. I would be able to dive in really deep and talk to you for 30, 45 minutes, an hour possibly. But to try to summarize that for this, let me just take a look at the soul contract real quick. 9 of Wands reverse. Two more shuffles. Ooh, damn, death card. Looks like a completed contract. 4 of Wands. Okay. Ooh, okay. So this is a completed contract. A lot of heavy codependency energy in this. This is preparing you for your divine life partner. This is preparing you for that. So very few people that I've met personally who have dealt with a narcissistic person, very few of them heal from it. But the few people that I have met who have healed from narcissistic abuse all say the same thing. It turned me into a totally different person in a good way. In a good way. It turned me in. Healing from this turned me into the highest vibrational version of myself. And that's what I think is happening here. I think this is a catalyst for major change in your life. But as far as how to handle it, I guess let me just give this person an energy check real quick. King of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. Oh man, 3 of Swords, 10 of Swords. So he absolutely has feelings for you, 100%. Is very in love with you, but he's so overwhelmed with the situation, he doesn't know how to handle it. So he's trying to basically run from the fear, like to tackle this situation and do the inner work that it would take and face the problems he would have to face. I think that's right now, it's just too much for him. Just too much for him. So he's kind of just trying to turn it all off. You said that he has an addiction. I don't know if it's still active or not, but it wouldn't surprise me if he's trying to numb it out with that. It's just too much for him to handle. So he's kind of like staying idle and doesn't know what to do. I don't even think he has a solid plan as to what he wants to do moving forward. I don't even know how to explain it any differently than that. But as far as how to handle it, I would pick a time frame. And whenever it's appropriate, whenever at some point in the next month, 2 months, we got to have that conversation. You know, I'm not going to wait around on this forever. We're either doing this or we're not. I'm not sitting around and wondering and waiting, and I'm not doing that. I think probably I would have that conversation before May is over if I was you. I think that I would, because he's lost and scared and doesn't know what he wants, doesn't know what to do. It's like he's frozen with fear, if that makes sense. And again, proceed with caution, because this does look like a completed contract to me. It really does. So yeah. And yeah, if you have a higher calling, like I was saying a minute ago, situations like this, you're going to experience a lot of those. And that's the wisdom that you gain through situations like this is what gives you the knowledge and the wisdom for you to step forward and actually answer your highest calling. So, all right.
Next is for Venus. I was dealing with a Sag, and unfortunately, he has blocked communication this week. My question is, what are his thoughts / feelings about us? We were just hooking up, nothing official.
Well,
I'm going to guess another girl.
That's what I'm thinking.
Or the ex.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, there's absolutely a third party involved. 100%. 100%. Let me see.
100%.
Fool card, yeah. So his thoughts and feelings about you. I think he's just jumped into something new, on to the next. You know, started getting kind of bored Okay, I'm bored with this. On to the next, you know. Now, blocking communication, though, was there something going on in there where that would have upset you? Why would he want to hide that from you? I'm wondering. Could be an ex. There's definitely, I think, an ex's energy in his energy. So he very well could have gotten back with an ex. But there is 100% a third party. Bored, on to the next. Isn't that the sagging energy?
Mm-hmm.
Bored, on to the next.
Sadly.
Low vibrational sagging energy. You know what I find so interesting is that the Sagittarius card is the Temperance. And you know what's so funny about that? The Temperance is all about patience and balance. So the highest vibrational version of Sagittarius energy is extremely patient and balanced. The highest vibrational version. Because you got to think, Sagittarius is the master of the fire. The last 4 signs in the zodiac are the master of those elements. And for fire to be patient and balanced, that would be fire operating at a frequency that nobody's ever seen it operate before. So it makes sense if you think about it. But low vibrational Saggy energy. Bored, on to the next. Wow, speaking of which.
The Temperance?
Temperance. Yeah. So, I think, honestly, he was an emotionally manipulative game player and just got bored and went on to the next. Think he just wants to be single. I don't know if there's an X in there or not. Knight of Wands. In and out. Yeah. Playing games with you, playing mind games with you, blowing smoke up your ass. You know, playing whatever games that he needs to play to keep this sex-based connection going. 3 kings, all reversed. Not somebody you need in your life. But yeah, at the end of the day, with the Knight of Wands here, bored, on to the next. So.
All right, next is Maria. Maria. My son is being bullied at school and he isn't wanting to share with me any details, and he doesn't want me to go to the school and say anything because he's too scared the bullies will get worse. How can I help him? That's a perfect question for you.
Yeah, that's like my whole fucking childhood right there. And I was the same way. I tried to hide it as much as possible. And this one time, my grandpa saw it happening. It was right after he had heart surgery. He wasn't even supposed to be out doing nothing. He had just got out of the hospital from having heart surgery. And he saw one of the bullies pushing me around. He ran up the fucking street, cussed that little kid out, threatened him. And then his parents took my grandpa to court. Anyway, though, yeah, that was my whole damn childhood right there. Let's just see what comes through before I speak on that. Knight of Swords reversed, Ace of Pentacles. Well, so here's the thing. As bad as it sucks, we do choose the challenges that we want to put in front of us before we incarnate into this life. So his higher self picked that path. Okay, I know it may sound nuts, but he did. And the only thing that I think I would really do here is just make sure you're planting the right seeds, you know, make sure that you're letting them know, hey, just to let you know, normal people don't do this. When somebody treats you that way, it's a reflection of something that's going on inside themselves, so that it doesn't completely destroy his self-esteem, so that he understands that, they're the ones with the problem. Let me see what else wants to come through. Ten of Swords reverse, Sun card. King of Pentacles again. Ooh, this is slippery. This is slippery. Give it a little bit of time. I don't know how long it's been going on, but give it a little bit of time. Don't tell him this, because if you tell him this, he'll quit telling you, you know. But if it continues past a certain point, then just go in there and tell the school. If it keeps getting worse and worse and worse and continuing. But like I said, he did pick this path. His higher self did pick this path. It's helping carve out his energetic pathway moving forward. And it's happening for a reason. It won't make sense until he's a fucking adult. But just keep an eye on it and, you know, feel it out energetically. And after a certain point, if it doesn't quit, then go ahead and go to the school and do what you got to do.
Find out if one of the bullies has long hair, because they all have that Edgar haircut now and all those broccoli heads. And I would tell my son, here's a pack of gum. This is what you're going to do. Go put some gum in your mouth, and when they come to fuck with you, you're going to get that piece of gum, and then you're going to fucking shove it in their little broccoli heads. And then they're going to have to go to school the next day with a buzz cut. And then who's going to be laughing at who? That's what I thought. You want to mess with me? Who's bald? That's my
Goofball, dude. Goofball.
Hey, all the kids nowadays, they all got the longer hair. It's like the trend. Imagine it, like, you're cool if you got long hair. If you got to come to school with a buzz cut, oh, you're going to get laughed at. There you go. Life hack. Bubblegum.
Okie dokie. Goofball.
All right. Next is Saggy 75. Why was he sent into my life? It feels like I've wasted 5 years of my life.
I like it that people ask that question directly, because you've probably heard that's the first thing I look at 9 times out of 10. So that's cool. That's getting people to actually think about that. I like that. Shoe world card reversed. Four cups. Well, there's unfinished business here. Lover's card reversed. So I don't think it was supposed to come to an end like that. I don't think so. There was potential for a life partnership. There absolutely was. And so it was supposed to be more long-term than that. So it wasn't really supposed to come to an end when it did. There's unfinished business here. Let me see what the second spread says. Six of Pentacles. High Priestess reversed. Okay, World card. Look, same 2 cards that came out in the last spread. So this is what I like to call a karmic life partnership contract. So like I said, karmic contract means unfinished business from a past life. Now, if the past life contract was supposed to be a life partnership, then you come back in this lifetime and try to build a life partnership in this lifetime. But technically, since it's an unfinished contract from a past life, it's technically karma too. So yeah, it was a karmic life partnership. This spans back probably more than one lifetime, honestly. So that's the reason why this person came into your life. I don't know what the details of the situation are right now, or how likely it is that the two of you could end up reconciling, but there's still unfinished business. It's an incomplete contract with uncleared karma. So that's the answer to the question directly.
Okay, I don't know if you can answer this next one, but next is for Harper. It says, "Am I telepathic?"
Everybody's telepathic. Everybody is. Everybody is. That's not. See, this is the thing that bugs me about, the spiritual community, spiritual abilities and gifts and whatnot, is that we're conditioned to believe that we're just supposed to be lowly, stupid little humans that have nothing but five senses and don't know much. And every now and then, when somebody's telepathic or somebody can channel or somebody can predict the future, they have a gift. No, they don't. They're just tuned into their natural abilities a little bit more than you are. But what I would look for here would be the High Priestess. High Priestess of the Hierophant would be probably the first two that I would look for. Ooh, that was quick. High Priestess. So, yeah, I think you are tuning into it. You're starting to realize that's what it is, and you're starting to awaken that ability. Most people struggle to understand telepathy. A true telepathic communication is an instant download. You could get 10 paragraphs of writing all downloaded in an instant. Like, think of this. If I ask you, have you ever seen the movie Forrest Gump? And if you think about that movie, you get an immediate download of that whole movie, right? Similarly, that's not the greatest comparison in the world, but similarly, that's along the lines of how telepathic communication works. You can get that whole movie downloaded, the whole movie Forrest Gump, Let me see what the second spread says. But yeah, I think you are awakening your telepathic abilities and you're starting to tune into it. Let's see what the next spread says. Ooh, and the Magician, another good card to come out. Ooh, Devil card. Yeah, I would say that I do think that you are more than likely tuning into that ability. I would say, yeah. Yep. Keep in mind, though, once we start tuning in to other realms and other dimensions, there's all kinds of shit out there. Just like in this dimension, there's all kinds of different people. There's good people. There's bad people. There's okay people. There's evil people. Same thing over there. So, yeah. Just know that tuning into other dimensions, it's easy to accidentally tune into some evil, negative shit. Other than that, though, I would say yes. All right.
Okay. Next is for Tiff. It says, "Will my father and I ever have a healthy relationship?"
Knight of Wands reverse. Or would you all speak very, very different vibrational languages? Very different. I would even go as far as to say that the two of you are on completely different frequencies and vibrational levels. But as always, 90% of parent and child relationships with long-term humans are karmic in nature. You all would need to work on your communication. I know that may sound kind of cheesy and corny, And I'm not saying that communication in and of itself is the ultimate end all be all, but fixing communication would absolutely turn things in the right direction and get them going on the right path. But right now, it's just looking like your dad is a horrible communicator. Like most men are horrible communicators. Horrible. Because they're not conditioned to communicate. You know, most men, especially older generation, I don't know if your dad's maybe a boomer, Gen X or boomer. Back in those days, men are not conditioned to communicate about anything but simple surface level to the point shit, you know, not communicate anything energetically or as far as feelings, you know. So most men are horrible with that shit. Let's see. 8 of Cups. Ooh, 10 of Cups. So this is absolutely at a crossroads. King of Wands reversed. So you could absolutely 100%, but Knight of Swords reversed again. As long as communication remains poor, and again, I'm not saying that once y'all start communicating, that's going to fix everything. I'm saying that fixing communication would, see, right now you're headed down the path this way, that would turn it this way and get you going down the right path. Right now, it doesn't look like he's changing his communication styles, but unless he decides to make a change in the way he communicates to you, probably not, honestly.
How are you doing?
Good.
Okay. You're good to keep going?
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, our list has been staying pretty consistent, but the wait time's pretty short. If you guys don't really have that many people in here, 28 people. We had like way more in part 1.
Mm-hmm. Like 50 something.
Yeah. It's crazy. Okay. Anyways.
We could always do a part 3.
We could.
I always get a thumbnail ready for a part 3, just in case.
Well, last time I had stuff going on. I had to be to bed early for some reason. Why was that last week? Monday. Oh, because we had that meeting at the bank.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's right. Okay.
I mean, I guess I'm down for part 3 later if you want. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see how this one goes. All right. Next is for Caitlin. Am I in a karmic relationship? I'm Pisces. He's Scorpio. Together 5 years. We fight a lot.
9 of Swords. Strength reversed. Hermit. Magician reversed. No, I don't have karmic energy here. I do not have, matter of fact, I got the Lover's card. So I wouldn't call it karmic. I think, believe it or not, this is your person. This is your person. The thing about being with your person, that does not mean that you're not going to fight. That means that what the two of you are supposed to be doing is whatever it is that's causing the fight, you're supposed to work through it together as a team and rise up above it. And if you're not doing that, it don't matter if it's your person, don't matter if it's a karmic partner, don't matter who it is. You're going to loop around and keep repeating the same cycle and repeating it and repeating it and repeating it. Let me see what the second spread says. I'm going to go do a deck swap here in a second after this one. Queen of Wands. King of Cups. Mm-hmm. Okay, no, I wouldn't call it karmic. I would not call it karmic. Honestly, I feel like this is your person, and whatever it is that's causing this, y'all are going to have to be able to come together, both go inside, you work on what you got to work on, he work on what he got to work on, so y'all can rise up out of that energy, or it's going to continue to loop around and loop around and loop around and keep repeating the same cycle. So, no, not karmic. Let me go swap a couple decks out.
Okay. I need to update the list.
Swap these out here.
Yeah, we only have 3 more. Yeah. So I had to wake up at 1 a.m. and go get Nevaeh last night because she went on her Disney trip with the school. She went on Saturday morning. I had to drop her off at 3 a.m. My eyeballs were burning. And then I had to pick her up this morning at about 2 a.m. So that's crazy. So they went all the way from Nevada all the way to California, spent all day at Disneyland, and they did the park hop. So they did California Adventure and Disneyland. And then they came back at like 9 o'clock at night. They drove back to Nevada and didn't get home until it was like a 24-hour trip. Like, that's insane. And then she slept until about 1 o'clock. I went in there and I was like, make sure she was up just so she doesn't mess up her sleep schedule. But yeah, she had a great time. She loved it so much. Great memories. And I was like, all right, I'll do it. I'll suffer my sleep for her. Because it's like a once in a lifetime thing to do that. Like, that's just really cool.
Yeah.
And she's young, so she can totally, she don't need sleep. She's fine. She's living on adrenaline, and I don't know, do kids get adrenaline? I don't remember.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Living on excitement.
Absolutely.
That's the word I was looking for. Excitement. And yeah, I was like, are you tired? I'd like text her and check on her. She's like, no, I'm fine. But like when she first got there, she was tired. I was like, have a coffee. And like normally I don't let her have caffeine. Like she's starting to get caffeine now. Like normally she would just have like Sprite or anything caffeine free, but we're letting her kind of have a little bit of caffeine now. She's 14, but like before her games, her soccer games, she's been, I don't know, like teenagers, I guess they just get tired. So we're going to start giving her a little bit of caffeine before her games.
A little bit. I think it'll help her.
A little bit just to give her that boost. Can you grab that sage over there? Let's sage. Let's smudgy wedgie.
I changed my hat and my necklace. It's hurting my head.
Oh, you put on your alien poop?
Yeah. My alien poop, my Moldavite.
Let's get some clearing vibes in here.
Is that the one that has a hard time burning, or is that a different one?
No, we got rid of that one.
Oh.
Oh, it was a piece of crap. We paid like $20 for that. It was like all stems.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what is that? I thought it was a bug. Is it a bug?
No.
How do I have all this hair on me?
Kitty cats.
I have not picked up a cat.
And I dance, and a meow, meow, meow. I'm a kitty cat.
I don't like, ever since I learned you're not supposed to blow on it, because it's supposed to be like, if you blow on the sage, it's like you're letting your soul go or something.
I thought you told me that they said you're not supposed to blow the flame out if it catches fire.
No, you're not supposed to like blow into it in general, or else it's, I don't know. That's just what they say. I'm not risking it.
Okay.
Okay, I don't have any room over here. It's so cluttered.
What do you want to do?
I really want it to get going a little bit more, but I need more space.
What do you need room for?
This.
Okay.
I have nowhere to put it.
All right.
People want to know what sign are we on, and it was Leo red.
We're doing personal readings.
Yeah, we're just having a little commercial break.
Weekly live. Maybe you should have put that in the title. Am I able to change that right now?
Put what in the title? I did. I put weekly live. I did exactly what you said to do.
No, I mean change it so that the price is in the title.
Yeah, he's gonna do Capricorn. I think I told you this in the last video that sign is like last. Capricorn's like one of the last ones. They want to know why you never do the Capricorn that you skip.
I do the signs in order. In order.
And right now you're on what?
I don't even
I think
know.
you just did Libra. Right?
No, actually, I think Capricorn is next, honestly, because I just did Sagittarius.
Oh, okay. And then also, I'm trying to get really good about...
Or no, I did Scorpio. So Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces.
If you go onto the channel and then look under podcast, I have it all in categories for each sign. You can go in there and then it'll have all of them. Except I need to update the last couple of days that he did. So you can always go in there and look for your sign. Okay, we'll shut up now. Thank you guys for your patience. Next is for Al. It says, I'm a Leo. Should I get back with my ex? She's a Gemini.
Another good energetic combination. It's always a bummer when you hear energetic combinations that are actually good. Because most of the time, most people are, dealing with somebody that's an energetic mismatch. Let's see here. So I would imagine by you saying, should I get back with her, that she's trying to get back with you is what it sounds like. Ooh, Fool card reversed. Well, don't just jump head first into it. I wouldn't just jump head first into it. I do think that there is unfinished business here, though. So reconciliation is on the table as a possibility. But if you just jump head first right back into it, the likelihood that it's going to repeat the cycle is very high. But there is room on the table for reconciliation, and there is unfinished business here. Let me see what the second spread says. Nine of Cups. So here's the concern. If she's trying to get back with you and you just jump headfirst into it, she's going to get comfortable treating you however she wants. So boundaries need to be set and respected so that she knows I ain't playing this shit again. I ain't playing this again. You do it again, I'm gone for good. So somehow, again, Fool card reverse, don't jump in head first. But until you're 100% sure that she understands and respects your boundaries and knows that I ain't doing this again, and if she understands and respects that, then yeah, reconciliation could be on the table here. But careful with that. Careful with that. Because if she takes a mental note and she just says, oh, okay, now I know how to get my way with you. I know what I got to say. I know what I got to do. Okay. You'll be back if we break up again. Or I can come back. I can get you to let the door, open the door and let me back in. Got to make sure we eliminate that shit. All right.
I forgot my water in the truck.
Well, read this and then go grab it.
Okay. Next is Kristen. I had a disagreement with my Sagittarius friend earlier this year, and he isn't speaking to me at all. Will he ever reach out? All right. Water up here.
Moon card. Well, I think, I don't know. I got the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Swords and the King of Cups. So he wants to. He's all up in his ego. He's all up in his ego. Look at this. I got Page of Cups and Page of Swords and Page of Pentacles all in the upright here. So he wants to. He's holding back, though, with the Strength card. Holding back and keeping his feelings to himself. Holding back and staying closed off. I don't know why. Oh, he's got his guard up. Definitely got his guard up. It sure looks like he wants to. I ain't gonna lie. It sure looks like he wants to. Kind of wish I knew a little bit more about what's going on here because we got this Seven of Cups. You said friend. Sagittarius friend. So there was no romance going on here, nothing like that.
Maybe they're in the chat.
Let me just see what the second spread says. Four of Pentacles again.
She said we may have a little history.
Okay. And then the Page of Swords again. So he sure as hell wants to. I mean, he wants to, but he's holding back and refusing to for some reason. Now, I'm not really clear as to what that reason is. So I would imagine that he already would have by now. So that makes a situation like this kind of weird to read because I would have said if you would have asked me this, however long ago it was, I would say, yeah. But he's holding back and refusing to, probably hoping that you'll come chasing after him. He's really, really holding back and refusing to. That's a tough call, dude. That is a tough call. You said it was earlier this year? I'm going to bet that, yeah, more than likely. I think I'm going to place my bet on more than likely, yes. I've got all these pages in the upright, Page of Swords in the upright twice in a row. So I think more than likely, yeah. Don't know why the hell he's refusing to. Right now, though, he's out with that Seven of Cups there. He's out trying to find somebody new. That's why I asked if y'all had a romantic history together. He's out trying to get with somebody now. But I think more than likely, I'd give it about a 60 to 70% chance that probably before 2025 is over, I think you'll hear from him. I think so.
Okay. Next is for Kai. Taurus female, I am working on manifesting a new car. Do you see me doing this right and getting the car I'm working on getting?
Well, I can tell you right now, just by asking that question, no. No. Because that question is filled with doubt. I'm going to tell you right now. You have to know. When I say no, that means you know so certainly that you're going to manifest this that you don't need to ask me. But let's see how your energy is looking later on down the line here. Let me see the energetic pathway you're taking. Five of Pentacles reversed. Wheel of Fortune reversed. Okay, yeah, see. 10 of Coins, Ace of Coins, both reversed. Yeah. You're not sure enough of yourself. You're not in 100% alignment with that energy. By the time you're in alignment with that energy, you'll be so certain that you're getting it that not only will you not need to ask, but you won't even be thinking about it. When you're so certain that something is going to happen that you're expecting it to happen, you're not thinking about it. And that's when it's free to flow to you. Let me get the second spread here. Two of Pentacles. Five of Swords reversed. Yeah. Hierophant reversed. So right now you're not quite in alignment with it.
Trying too hard.
Yeah. Trying too hard and thinking too hard. And too much doubt. Too much doubt. This is what affirmations are for. The way affirmations are really supposed to be done is when you say that affirmation, you're programming it into your subconscious mind. The universe has no choice but to hand you evidence that supports what you believe. The only thing a belief is a thought that you think over and over and over until it burns itself into your subconscious mind and runs all by itself on autopilot like a computer program. That's what affirmations are for. It's meant to program that thought into your mind so that it runs all by itself. That's when it becomes a belief. That can take some time. It's not a switch you can flip overnight. But once you program your mind to believe it, like 100%, it has no choice but to manifest. Has no choice. All right.
So do you want to just finish up these two and then maybe do part 3?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
We can do that. Let's see. What time would you want to come back for part 3?
8?
8? That's cool.
I don't know if I want to be tired though. It's like my bedtime. We'll try it because we've never done a part 3 yet. So we'll try it for a little bit. And then if it gets too crazy, we'll just like turn them off.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're just going to finish up these two. And then whatever comes in, we'll just do on part 3. All right. Next is for Anonymous with all the S's. I saw my best friend's phone text and she had a thread texting my boyfriend. I didn't see what was being said, but it caught my eye. Are they hooking up behind my back? He's Aquarius, I'm Pisces, and friend is Sag.
Now I'm curious. That's a little shady and shysty. I would imagine that it shouldn't, if they're in communication together, he should have told you that. You know, like, hey, I texted your friend, whoop, whoop, whoop. Your friend texted me and said this, like that shouldn't be a secret, 3 of Cups reversed.
That is like super sketchy. That's awkward.
Ooh, 7 of Swords. Probably. I would say more than likely. That shouldn't be a surprise. Or at least she's texting your boyfriend. Is it right in front of you? Is that what it said? Oh, she had a thread. Okay. Well,
she saw a thread on her phone. Like they were probably just had the text, like not the thread, or I don't know.
Yeah, that should still be not a secret. See what the second spread says. Hierophant reversed. Five of Wands reversed. Death card. King of Cups reversed. I think so.
Yikes.
I think so. So
That sucks because then you got to lose a friend and your boyfriend. You lose two people.
How do you handle a situation like that? I don't know. I would. I don't even know how to handle a situation like that. Well, it would depend on a lot of different things. I'll need a little bit more information on the things that we're going. That'd probably be a good for a full personal reading, because I'd have to dig deep into that, like deep.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Last one is Frankel.
Frankel?
Will I get custody of my kids again?
Two of Pentacles, King of Pentacles reversed. Right now, I don't know who your kids are with. Are they with their dad by chance? Because I do have the Emperor reversed here.
Well, I don't know if that's a girl name or a boy name.
Anyway, whoever they're with right now, that's part of their path. We very carefully select our pathway as children before we come in here. We pick who we're going to live with, who's going to raise us, any challenges or anything like that. We pick that before we come in here. And right now, that's part of their path, at least for right now. Let me see what the second spread says. Seven of Swords reversed again. Boom, Empress. Yeah, I think so. Eventually. Right now, like I said, it's part of their path. I don't know the details on that. But every experience that we have in life, period, is preparing us for who we're meant to become. You know, like the person that you are right now was molded and shaped by every experience you had as a kid. So this is a very important part of their path right now. But yeah, once that has seen itself through and they've gotten the experiences they need to get, or the seeds were planted that need to be planted or whatever, I would say so with the Empress. I think so. All right.
Okay. We'll be back at
8 p.m. Pacific time to do a part 3 for the first time.
Yeah. We'll see how that goes. So
I'm good with it. So,
all right. Thank you, everybody, and we'll see you in a little bit.